Welcome to Exam Sale. In this video we will walk through the syllabus for the Cisco Implementing Cisco Application-Centric Infrastructure exam, also known as DCACI, so you know exactly what to study and how much time to allocate. This exam covers 6 domains with specific weights and learning goals. ACI fabric infrastructure is 20%, external network connectivity is 20%, ACI management and monitoring is 20%, ACI packet forwarding is 15%, integrations is 15%, and cloud ACI is 10%. Each domain lists difficulty, recommended learning hours, and assessment type so you can plan hands-on labs and conceptual study appropriately. ACI fabric infrastructure carries 20% of the exam weight, is medium difficulty, and recommends about 35 hours of study with hands-on and conceptual assessment. You will learn fabric initialization and discovery, including leaf-spine connectivity, APIC cluster initialization, node inventory and registration, and out-of-band and in-band management policies. The course also covers physical and logical infrastructure policies such as interface policies, policy groups including port channel and VPC, switch and interface profiles, VLAN pools and domains, attachable entity profiles, and an introduction to multi-pod and remote leaf architectures. External network connectivity is 20% of the exam, rated hard, and estimated at 45 hours with scenario-based assessment. You will master L3 out configuration for OSPF and BGP and implement EIGRP where required, configure external EPGs and contracts, and understand route maps, prefix lists, transit routing, VRF Lite, and shared L3 out for multi-tenancy. You will also learn L2 out concepts for Layer 2 extension, static port binding, bridge domain settings, STP integration for loop prevention, and how L2 out interacts with fabric discovery and MCP for leaf-to-switch connectivity. ACI management and monitoring makes up 20%, is medium difficulty, and suggests about 30 hours with conceptual and scenario-based assessment. This domain focuses on Day 2 operations and visibility, covering fault and event management, audit logs, SNMP, syslog, NetFlow, and span including ERSPAN for traffic analysis. You will learn to use endpoint tracker and health scores, perform fabric upgrades, manage firmware, implement configuration backup and restore, and configure RBAC with Radius LDAP and TACACS plus APIC certificate and PKI management and micro-segmentation with attribute-based EPGs. ACI packet forwarding accounts for 15% of the exam, is rated hard, and recommends about 40 hours of study with conceptual and scenario-based assessment. The focus is on internal data plane operation and endpoint learning including IP and MAC learning, COOP and the Council of Oracle Protocol, VXLAN encapsulation and VNI mapping, and how pervasive and Unicast gateway operations work. You will analyze proxy database spine lookup mechanisms, ARP flooding behavior, and unicast routing within bridge domains to understand how traffic flows through the fabric. Integrations is 15% of the exam, medium difficulty, and suggests roughly 35 hours with hands-on and conceptual assessment. You will configure VMware VMM domains for vCenter integration, implement distributed virtual switches and dynamic VLAN allocation, enable micro-segmentation for VMM domains, and verify VM visibility in APIC. The domain also covers L4 to L7 service integration including service graphs for firewalls and load balancers, policy-based redirect, managed versus unmanaged service modes, go-to and go-through service insertion, and configuration of concrete and logical device clusters. Cloud ACI represents 10% of the exam weight, is medium difficulty, and recommends about 20 hours with conceptual and scenario-based assessment. Study cloud APIC architecture for AWS and Azure, understand cloud fabric underlay and overlay connectivity, configure cloud-specific EPGs and contracts, analyze inter-site connectivity between on-premises and cloud, and learn the role of CSR 1000V in cloud ACI deployments. This domain ties on-premises ACI concepts into public cloud operation and policy extension. That wraps up the syllabus overview for the DCACI exam. Use the domain weights, difficulty, and estimated hours to plan study blocks of hands-on labs and conceptual review, and focus first on practical fabric setup and external connectivity before polishing management, forwarding, and integration topics.